Yo guys, what is up? Razor here, back in another video. And as of the recording today, it is August 25th, 2021. So we pretty much have one more week until Kujou Sara and Raiden come out. So for 2.1, so I thought I'd figure, let's make some guides regarding all the new characters. So today for this video, we're going to be covering Kujou Sara's best artifact build guide. So if you guys enjoyed the video, leaving a like, comment, subscribe really helps me out. And yeah, I'm going to be planning out more YouTube content regarding Raiden Shogun, regarding Kujou Sara, maybe Kokomi as well. So yeah, if you guys want to see more of that, please feel free to go ahead and do that. Again, we're not going to be covering leaks for this video. But if something happens to coincide with the leak, it is pure coincidence, and I have no idea what it is. Things could change prior to the character's release. So, I definitely am not leaking at all whatsoever. So, yeah. So, without further ado, let's get going. So, for this Kujou Sara build guide, we're going to be using Fischl as our crash dummy for this purposes. So, I turned muted voices, so thank God we have to listen to Fischl right now. And just to give you guys an idea of what exactly I'm running on Fischl, or Kujou Sara, these are the stats I'm running, pretty much. I'm not going to lie, I'm kind of boosted by my weapon in this case, but these are pretty much the ratios that you're going to kind of want to aim for. 70 crit rate, 140 crit damage is still very, very, very top tier. And having a good amount of energy recharge will be important for Sara because some of the energy gets converted back into... energy recharge gets converted back into energy with her passive ability, so you can sort of run a double battery with Raiden if you want to run those two together, which is pretty much ideally what Miho is going to try to, force on you, especially with these two characters. So, just wanted to let you guys know that the stats were, so you guys have an idea of what exactly this build is going to cover. I'm basically going to be showing you my build and showing you how I built Sara, so you guys can have a better idea of what you need to put on Sara, what exactly should you be farming, what exactly are you going to need. So, hopefully, you guys have some idea of what you guys need to do. So, for weapon-wise, ideally, I'd go with Skyward Harp if you have it, as even at R1, because it seems very likely that if Sara gives an attack buff, it's going to be very similar to how Bennett gives his buff, where it is reliant on the character's base attack. And so you want a weapon with high base attack. And so if you have a weapon, Skyward Harp is pretty much going to be top tier for this purpose, having the high base attack as well as being a very, very good weapon. However, if you run a 4-star weapon that's really, really good, I would recommend the Sacrificial Bow, as this does have pretty much the highest base attack. It doesn't even need to be high refinement, just because it has a 565 base attack and a very good ER that can coincide with Sara's passive, making her a very, very good character. Those are pretty much the only two weapons I would recommend. If you're running anything else, then I guess that's kind of cope. But yeah, now we got those two out of the way. Let's cover the meat and potatoes of this video, which will be the artifact choices. And I'm going to be describing all these choices one by one, so that you guys have an idea of what you're exactly going to be running on Sara. So, for the most part, Sara is going to be a support dealer, pretty much supporting your allies through attack buffs, while doing a decent amount of damage, but I really think they're going to be focusing more on the attack, the sort of support focus on her, which is why I end up running the Noblesse Oblige. Plus, on top of that, her burst is pretty dang solid as well. I'm going to be pretty much running this because how the cycling between her and Raiden Shogun, you burst on her, you get the buff, swap to Raiden, Raiden gets buff, so then you just, go ham from there and get the attack buff. So it kind of lines up very nice and neatly with how Raiden Shogun's going to operate, especially considering you're pretty much very likely to be running Raiden Shogun with Kujou Sara, because that's pretty much how things are going to go. So ideally, to fit that rotation properly so you can get the max amount of damage of Raiden Shogun, you ideally want to burst on Sara, swap to Raiden Shogun, get the buff, and then deal a lot of damage with Raiden Shogun for that burst duration with the Musou no Hitotachi. So, but you can also feel free to run a 4-piece Emblem of Severed Fate. That works fine too. Or you can kind of mix and match Emblem and Noblesse if you kind of gonna want more of a hybrid where Sara's going to be dealing a lot of damage, as well as kind of supporting the team a little bit. So all those choices would be fine, but ideally the number one choice would probably end up being a Noblesse Oblige, unless you have another character which will fill in that role. Otherwise, you can just, I guess, run 4-piece Emblem Severed Fate. But again, this running a 4-piece Noblesse makes it actually quite easy to farm, because you can farm for Emblem of Severed Fate And then, if you want to run Noblesse, you can just do the artifact, transmutation system, what the heck it's called, to sort of transform all your crappy pieces and all your bad Remy pieces, or reminiscent of Shimenawa, to be exact, to turn those into Noblesse pieces, so you can be a little bit easier to farm for both at the same time. So, and now moving on to the main stats of our pieces. So for the hat, if you're running a Skyward Harp, I would recommend crit damage. Or I guess you could be running a Vertison Hunt as well, but pretty much if you're running Skyward Harp, feel free to run crit damage. If you're running a Sacrificial or any other weapon, pretty much run crit rate. On this, but since I have the stats from Harp, I can just get away with this. So if you run crit rate, you're really looking for crit damage, attack, ER, pretty much all the pieces you're going to be looking for this build. And yeah, that's pretty much all it is for this. It's just going to be generic. Sara is pretty much going to be looking for the same kind of stats as a normal DPS while having some decent amount of ER on the side as well. So that, makes things kind of straightforward. Cup, pretty much almost entirely electro damage bonus. Attack percent Cup is going to be really not that good on her. So electro damage Goblet easy because she doesn't have the same gimmick that Raiden Shogun has. So where she kind of gets a bonus based off ER. So again, you can run an electro damage bonus. This one's not even that good, but kind of same stats you're looking for on this: crit damage, crit rate, energy, recharge, attack. Pretty much an exact order. So there goes the Cup right there. There's really not too much debate on here. Pretty much always electro damage bonus. For the timepiece, ER timepiece 100%. Actually, yeah, pretty much ER timepiece 100% because you can quickly buff if you want. Sara to do the most amount of damage. This is basically going to be coming through her burst, let's be honest about this. You're pretty much going to want to get the buff to buff herself with the attack bonus, which is pretty much a flat attack buff, so you don't need to worry about attack percent, which will give you a good amount of attack, and then you can just do burst. This makes sure ensures that, especially if you run Raiden, that Sara can reliably hit into burst, so you can kind of hit that rotation again, hit the rotation on Sara, swap into Raiden, pretty much get the buff on Raiden, then kind of rotate through your team, and then kind of do the same. So you can kind of loop through this sort of burst cycling with Raiden to make her a lot more smooth, and that's pretty much where I see Sara pretty much fitting in a lot of the times, especially people are going to try to fit her in Raiden, and so I'm just going to assume that that's pretty much where she's going to lie most of the time. So again, ER timepiece. Attack percent timepiece is fine if you have to run ER set, so, but just keep in mind, ideally you're going to be kind of looking for 150 if you're planning to run her with Raiden Shogun. So, Feather and Flower, pretty much the exact same as pretty much 99% of the other units you run in this game. You're going to be looking for crit rate, crit damage, energy, recharge. Those are the three stats you're mainly going to be looking for. Attack percent is just a bonus icing on the cake. But hitting those three substats is pretty much god tier. Again, follow the same normal formulation, like 10% rate, 20% is like god tier. However, like a 7-14 is solid too, like a 2 out of 5. Ideally, like 10-14 is pretty good too. Like just 3 out of 5 on the Flower and Feather is you're doing pretty okay. Especially being free to play that cannot roll as much on artifacts as a whale. So yeah, if you're already running Noblesse on another character, feel free to run a 4-piece emblem of Sword Fake. That would be the best alternative option. So yeah. If you enjoyed the video, leaving a like, comment, subscribe really helps me out, grow my channel. I am planning to make more videos regarding Raiden Shogun and Sara, so you can guys get a better idea of how to run these characters in the near future, a little bit prior to how them in their launch. And yeah, I also stream on Twitch pretty regularly, twitch.tv/RaidenNinjas. The link will be in the description, hopefully. And yeah, hope to see you guys in the next video, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.